Are we recording?
See that red button in the corner?
Yes.
That means we're recording.
Okay,
See
good.
the numbers on the left-hand side? The 3 minutes,
Bitch,
15
I
seconds?
barely can see anything. Okay, though.
It says that it's been recording for 3 minutes and 19 seconds.
3 minutes? What? Okay. Anyways, who knows what we were talking about?
The whole time.
You definitely haven't been, but always welcome.
No, I should have been.
Okay, can we intro this bitch, please?
Hey guys, welcome back to Screen Queen Stream. So, side note, you might recognize a special guest in the hot tub, the one and only Heather Dorff. Round of applause.
Yay! Actually, they may not recognize me. It's been like a long time.
Like 6 months?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Y'all know the fucking ginger in between us,
Fucking
Dani
ginger.
Inks, the boob
It
jiggler.
has not been as long.
No.
No.
And if you don't know me, I'm Jessica Cameron. So that being said, today we're going to talk about the Netflix film Point Blank.
I almost
Point
thought you were gonna say
Blank.
Point Break. I'm just
Every
gonna
time
say.
I almost want to say it.
I know, me too.
Right?
Right? It's so close to Point Break and also
They
Grosse
did
Point-
that shit for
Grosse
some
Point
marketing.
Blank.
I hope
It
they
has to be.
did.
Oh yeah. Well,
'Cause
there's
it's, like,
Grosse
so
Point Blank
close.
with what's his face?
John Cusack.
John Cusack.
There you
Cusack.
go.
Cusack.
Cusack.
Cusack?
John
I don't know.
Cusack.
Who the fuck knows? You learn like way later, like Charlize Theron. It's actually Throne. Who knew? Who knew?
I thought it was
Did you know?
Theron.
Yeah, it's definitely Throne.
It's like Throne.
No one's ever gonna get
Isn't
that.
she
though.
South African royalty?
Yeah. No,
I don't know,
not
she's not
royalty.
royalty,
Her
but
mom
she's-
killed her dad.
What?
Yeah.
I mean-
Look it up. Her mother literally killed her
Did
dad.
she have a good reason?
Yes,
for
her dad
killing
was
We
a
just
fucking
started
asshole.
and
Well,
we're
at
already
least-
on a tangent.
All we know is her mom killed her dad. Her mom and her claimed her dad was abusive, and that's why she murdered him. But there was a huge trial, huge fucking thing. Her mom eventually got out of it. I'm just saying, her mom motherfucking killed her dad. There's
Wow, we're starting off on a dark note. That being said, the movie that we're going to discuss is an action film, not a horror film, which makes it the first on this channel, which is very exciting.
that. Yeah.
But the director, Joe Lynch, is actually known for his horror films. You might actually be familiar with some of them. Wrong Turn 2 being one that I know and love. Mayhem being one that's very recent, which is also one that I absolutely adore.
Yeah, I like
Starring Matthew Curry Holmes.
Mhm.
Hey, acting teach. How you doing?
Oh shit, I forgot he's in that too. Oh my god! Life is strange. Life
And
is
like
strange.
hearing him talk about the audition process, by the way, is fucking hilarious because he literally just showed up wearing the T-shirt that is referenced in the script. It was like, fuck that, I have that T-shirt. It's great. And then they just talked about like that T-shirt and a myriad of other things, and then cast him. Well, you are the guy.
We
You're
just
the
like
guy.
you. You're
the
just
guy.
amazing.
Got this.
Fuck it. You have the T-shirt. Clearly, you were meant to be in this film. We're gonna go with it, and that's Hollywood, friends.
What
It's
T-shirt
so-
was it? I never
Oh
saw
god,
the
I
movie.
used to know it's for a horror film.
Oh okay.
Because he plays like a filmmaker. He plays like an indie director.
Basically
guy.
himself. He plays himself in a
Like,
film
yeah, when he
about
was
himself.
younger.
Yeah. Okay.
But where things go horribly awry.
Yes. Well, I mean that's also life, but okay.
So, anyways, that's why we're talking about this movie, because Joe directed it. He is a dear friend and somebody that we all love in the horror community here in
And
Hollywood.
a darn tootin' good dancer.
He is.
That's so random.
Dani is referring to the fact that we went to the horror speakeasy where you could see your favorite horror celebrities dancing to random 80s music. It's pretty fucking rad, and we had a
That's
great
so much
fucking
fun.
time. Yeah,
Yeah,
we were fucking
we
having
danced
it.
like crazy.
We totally
I
did.
was so
To the
sweaty
point where,
at the
like,
end.
after wearing like 5-inch stilettos, I was so dying the next day. My feet
Things
were
I
like,
never
"Fuck
do.
you.
Things I will never
Fuck
say.
You. Fuck you, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank God Dani took my hoodie. I was wearing like this super cute hoodie and I was like sweating through it, but I was like, no, it's a look. And Dani came over and like stripped it off me. She's like,
Get it off.
Go.
no.
That's
And I'm
fair.
like, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. you
See,
did.
I'm a good friend. Goddammit.
Mhm.
She is. She's like the one who's like, I know what you need.
I was like, yeah, I'm the mom. I'm like, oh honey, no, this is too hot.
So, anyways, this is going to bring us all back to why we are reviewing this movie. So, this is an action movie set in Cincinnati, shot in Cincinnati, produced by Netflix. So, if you're familiar with Netflix,
Oh, is it Cincinnati?
If you're not familiar with
I was wondering, I
Netflix,
was
stop,
like, what?
drop, and roll, bitches. I'm just saying.
but they've also started producing a bunch of action flicks. And for the record, I think this is one of their greatest ones.
Yes.
By far. That being said, it's not exactly a high bar, but Joe surely jumped over it incredibly
Yeah,
high.
he hurdled that bitch. He was like, fuck this.
Did. Okay, so I made notes because I'm a pro. So let's talk talk about the cast. So for the record, the cast stars Frank Grillo as Abe.
I love Frank Grillo.
Yes.
Right? So he
Yes.
is like your stereotypical bad guy, for record. Anthony Mackie plays Paul, who is like
Who
your
was,
good guy who has to like learn how to like walk that line between being a good guy but doing the right thing, doing the wrong thing for the right reasons,
Yeah.
at not the most idealistic time.
Anthony Mackie was also in The Avengers.
Yes.
He was. And then Marcia Gay Harden, who plays Lieutenant Lewis, who definitely has an interesting character arc. So what do we think about the cast?
I think cast-wise, it's actually phenomenal. I think
Oh,
they
yeah.
did a really fucking... I was like,
agree.
God damn, how many people
yeah.
are in this movie? Literally all the peoples. I mean, I recognize
peoples.
so many people. Even if I don't know their names exactly, I was still like, oh, I've seen them in a bunch of shit. Like, a bunch of
And
stuff.
they're great in
Bunch
the
of
roles
shit.
that they
I
always
don't mean
play.
shit. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Stuff.
But they're also
they're in a
they're,
bunch of
they're all great.
They're in
Like
a bunch of
all of the
stuff.
actors,
Yeah.
even all of like the smaller people, they all felt very familiar.
Yeah.
But like in a positive way.
Everyone.
Like everyone. I was like, oh my gosh, I love that person in this.
This.
I love that person in this, which I
Right.
thought was really great.
But there were a bunch of actors in it that I feel like you see a lot in a lot of things and you appreciate them, but they don't come forward a lot. They just get lost in the shuffle. And I feel like this is a great film of bringing people forward. Of like, oh yeah, they're all great actors and actresses.
Right. And they actually got a time to shine.
Right. Although my favorite is the old lady in the car wash. Like,
Oh my gosh, she's
Oh my
so
god, the old
hilarious.
lady in the car wash, she's like,
I mean,
like,
she's hilarious on some, and her car is ridiculous. Come on.
Well, okay, so next
The
up,
most
we're going to talk about
conspicuous.
what worked. So I actually called it that specific scene as well, to be like, one of the things that I loved was there's some really clever moments of just character and dialogue in this film,
Yeah.
and I called it that scene in specifically as one of those moments.
Right.
Let me just find out where it is.
It's fun. It's
Yeah,
a lot
it
of
is
fun. And it's obviously
So
like
fun.
It's obviously
It's
like
a throwback to
yeah,
the 80s.
it's like there's so much about it that's fun, but it's clever. It's cleverly
Well,
done, and the lady does a really good job.
there was
Oh,
even,
right?
there
And
was
she's
even,
like, I have pepper spray in my car, and Frank's
he's like-
like,
he's like, I have a gun in my pants.
And Frank is who's Frank? Because he kind of looks
Frank
like the guy
Grillo.
from Punisher.
No.
What else is he in? He reminds
I
me of that.
remember being really, really young and my mom watching Guiding Light, which is a soap opera, and he was on it. And I
Probably
remember
the
being
one
like, oh my
thing he
God,
doesn't
he's so
want
cute.
referenced.
But I remember as a child, I was
What
like, oh my
else
God,
has he
he's
been
cute.
in besides Guiding Light?
He's
which
been
I've
in
never
like a
seen?
bunch of independent movies.
Yeah,
I
I've
know.
seen him
He
so
was- he
often.
was
I
in-
can't quite
But he
place
also,
him.
to me, he plays such a wonderful stereotype. He's like a really good-looking young Stallone that can actually act.
I agree. That's true.
He's really, yeah.
Right, like he can act, but he does. He has that.
He's a great
complete-
actor, but he's so hot.
It's true.
He's like had Stallone taking acting classes instead of starring in porn movies.
He would
What
have
could
been
have
this
been?
guy.
Did he do porn?
He definitely
Yes,
did. Google that shit.
girl. Oh, come on.
Google it.
The Italian stallion is not. It's from a very specific porn-related thing. Oh, girl.
How do you not know this?
I don't know. How do I know this if you
I
don't
don't
know this? Okay.
I have no idea.
So I want to go back to the beginning of the movie, though. I loved how the film started. It starts off with a bang. Immediately, you're like thrown into the action, which for an action film, I
Yeah.
really, really like. I like the fact that like just it's literally like first
just
2
goes.
minutes, you're just like go, 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 go.
I'm this and that about that. That I think one thing I will say is there was a few times where I started questioning. I'm like, what the fuck? This seems unrealistic. And then they explain it, and I'm like, okay. Well, that's a legitimate explanation, I guess. Like there were quite a few times that happened, but they do come to so they leave you guessing for like an enough amount of time to where you question it, but then they explain it. So that's good. Very shortly. Like I don't want to spoil, but yeah, that
Well,
happened.
I mean,
Are we doing
we always include
We always
spoilers.
include
Welcome to the new world of
Yeah.
Screen Quick Stream, Heather Dorff, where, by the way, if we haven't mentioned it, this review contains spoilers.
For me- okay, spoilers are
Spoilers,
coming.
spoilers,
So for me, it
spoilers.
was. I think the big thing I was like, okay, this is unrealistic. When they like show up at his house and they take
Well-
his wife,
Okay.
I'm like, why? Why would you do that? For a second, I'm like, come on, this is some bullshit action movie
Why would you
bullshit.
do that?
But
I
then
mean,
they
I would totally
explain
do
it.
that shit. I
Well,
would do
it
it.
makes total sense how
I
they
mean, that's,
explain
I totally, to me, like,
later.
if I was a bad guy and I needed to get my brother out,
Yes,
like, I immediately, like,
that's
his main ER nurse, that would be the first fucking
Yes,
guy I
of
targeted.
course, but I didn't really think about it. It just seemed odd. It's so fast paced that for a second you're like, what
It
the
is.
fuck is going on?
But I
You're-
really like that.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Especially, like, the first third of the film is very fast paced.
It's extremely
I love.
fast paced.
Yeah.
I love
I would say.
So I also love that it was shot in Cincinnati because I feel like as somebody who's spent a lot of time there, it's very gritty, it's industrial, and I feel like the not updated look of the city really enhances the film. And I also felt it sort of added to this like sort of film noir vibe that it obviously had in mind when being shot.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Wise is how it's shot. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's beautifully shot.
Absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah. I mean, everything about it is
I love the throwback to the 80s action films. He even said at one point, he's like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Does he? I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
you gotta Die Hard, because it feels, it's similar to Die Hard.
It does, because like there's not a lot of CGI. It felt very authentic.
Yeah, well,
People are just like punching you, kicking you, like they're fucking street fighting, which
Also,
I
too,
love.
like, they stole his woman.
Yeah. They did.
They steal his woman. So I was like, go get her back.
It's true.
Don't steal people's women.
Or kill their dogs. Like, there's just things you don't do.
Okay, so I was calling out like this special. We talked about like how it's shot 80s style, which I think too, like a lot of it is the fact that it's not CGI. It's not like crazy like drone shots, nothing that we didn't have access to in the 80s, but also like how the fight sequences are shot. I still think like I actually rewatched it multiple times. The fight scene in the car wash is fucking great.
Yeah, it is.
I was
It's
just gonna say
It's
the
fun.
car wash. Yeah.
And I've never seen it in the
for
car
some
wash.
reason that stands out.
I even said that. I was like, I've never seen a fight scene.
But
in a
it's like
car
so
wash.
clever, right? Because there's so many moving parts. Also, side note, must have been hell as a crew. Like, I feel so bad for all of
Everyone's standing
everybody.
in there.
Like the PAs, the DP, the camera operators, like all y'all, good on you. Like, right? Because like you're like, there's so many moving parts here. Like, oh my gosh! But I just thought it was so well done, and like the angles and everything, it was really, really clever. It was really well shot, and the fact that they didn't rely on CGI, or at least not CGI, I could tell.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. I will give you that.
So the next thing I called out specifically was the use of colored lighting and lighting in general. That the scene, and specifically like there's one scene where like there's red overhead lights with a green light between Abe and Paul when they go to the pawn shop. And again, I just thought it was so effective, and the lighting really enhances the actual scene and the actual film overall. Keep in mind, this movie is shot within one day. So it's very rapid paced. Basically, it starts and it doesn't let up.
Yeah.
And they utilize light to like show the dimensions between like the scenes and the characters, and I thought it was really, really clever.
Interesting. Yeah. I actually was shocked at the production value. I think I went in not really knowing what to expect, and that
Because normally I'm like, hey, guess what, Heather? My friend made a movie. We should watch it.
that I'm like, was this on their iPhone in their backyard? So I did not know. I did not know what to expect. That was not what this is.
Is this on their iPhone in their
I'm
backyard?
serious though. That happens, and not. You know, you can make a fucking film on your iPhone in your backyard, and it can be super clever and amazing. That's not like bashing that, but I'm just saying, like, you never know what
It
you're
also
getting
might
into.
look like you shot a movie in your backyard on your iPhone.
And you can make a $250 million film that's trash. Jack Carter of Mars. I'm just saying. So, you know, money is not the thing. Just some movies are good, some movies are not good.
Yeah.
But it is fun. It's definitely action-packed. If you like action, fun, like films, I think it really holds up.
Yeah, and like I love the throwback to the 80s.
Yes.
Like, I just love that.
But it is an action
people are
film.
gonna-
So if you don't like that, don't watch it.
I'm not a huge fan of action films, and I loved it. I thought it was
I'm
great.
very up and down about action films. I'm all about story. So I will say, like, I love the acting, but I wasn't sold on. I didn't love the characters initially. Maybe that's because it's so fast paced. It took me a
yeah,
little.
we don't really get a chance to see the characters.
Yeah.
So you want to love the
You
man
get
and his
to know them
pregnant wife.
later.
I want to love even the
the
bad
pregnant
guy
wife,
that's
but-
like dragging them
Right.
along. You want to love all these people, but you don't have enough. There's just a lack of background that didn't make me buy into them as strongly as I wish I could.
Agree.
But
like
I feel
Mateo,
like-
I wanted to love more.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like you get that later on, though, because like whenever there's more scene with Mateo and Taryn, the wife, and like he starts to soften up, and he's like, you know, almost gonna like, you know, take her to the hospital when she goes into labor and all that stuff.
Right.
And then, spoiler, the scene where they find the Mateo. Frank Grillo's character finds Mateo, and he's laying
Who's
there.
his
And
brother?
He's his brother.
For the
They're
record.
Yeah,
brothers.
Mateo, yeah.
And whenever he's dying and he's bleeding, and like that scene, like I was like,
Yeah.
if I wasn't watching it with another person, I was really teared up. It was like, it was really touching, and I was like,
Good on you, girl. I cry all
Wow.
the time watching movies. I'm
Oh,
like
yeah.
watching Toy Story, crying
No,
like a
I'm
baby.
really-
I'm a fucking asshole.
I'm judging.
I'm
I can't
really
get-
good at like if somebody else is in the room, like
No,
hold
I
it back
can't.
if I have to,
I
but
can't. In
sometimes
fact, I make an ass of
but-
myself all the time in public.
Well, I was watching.
Emotionally,
I was
I'm
watching
just
with a guy, and I don't know the guy that well, and I was like, really,
That's
one
not
of my.
pretty sure I cried during Power Rangers. I'm just saying, I cry a lot.
Okay. But what I don't know somebody very well. I don't cry in
that
front
was a
of
very
them.
emotional scene.
It's a very emotional scene, and I thought it was acted
Did we
beautifully,
mention
and I
that
thought
this
they did a
scene,
great
this
job.
review contains spoilers? Because that was definitely early.
Yeah, I said spoilers.
Spoilers later.
By the way.
You just did.
I did the spoilers,
That's
but I
the
did that
spoiler.
earlier. Yeah, the spoilers.
I'm going to have it flash on the screen
Yeah,
later.
see, that's why I did that.
Spoilers. Stop now.
But that being said, I thought all the actors did a really good job in their respective roles.
Yeah, I
Right?
think.
I will
Overall-
get into, like, we're going to talk about what didn't work in a second.
Right.
But I thought, like, overall, really well worked. Like,
Right.
we just talked about Mateo being phenomenal. The wife is
It's great.
amazing.
I think
She's so much
awesome.
fun.
She's so great.
She is.
She's fun.
And you feel for her pretty instantly.
Yeah. She's a lot of fun. She really did a good
Yeah.
job.
She did. I liked it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what didn't work?
I told you already, I was not sold on the. I need that emotional investment pretty early on in order
Yeah.
to carry me through a
It
film.
did. Yeah, it did take the whole movie
So
to get
for me,
that.
how I worded it, which I think we're saying the same thing but slightly different, I said that the character arcs, some character arcs, I found to be a huge stretch, even beyond the movie stretch.
Right.
Like the wife, played sympathetically by Teona Paris. I'm sorry if I mispronounced her name. Goes from trying to escape to seemingly okay as she tells Mateo that he's going to have to keep her child safe. I was like, I don't quite buy that that's a stretch. Even if, like,
Right.
you were acting as though you were okay and you're like, you have to keep, it felt like such a stretch to me.
Right.
And then, like, also Mateo going from hardened criminal, lifelong hardened criminal,
like an
criminal
asshole
with
to
his
steal
brother.
a pregnant woman
Yeah,
and
like,
doesn't
to
give
being,
a fuck.
like, to caring about the pregnant woman. I was like, if you didn't, and I literally, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I literally wrote down, you didn't care enough while you were kidnapping her.
Yeah, now all of a sudden you've grown
And
apart.
because
you
this
got,
all
like,
takes
Grinch.
place, but it all takes place in one day. So
Yeah.
it's not like you had a lot of time to bind.
I mean, I wish
Well,
people really
but I-
could
but I
change
feel like
in that
they-
short amount of time. The world would
But
be a
they
better.
explained it. I
totally
think they explained it.
They did
because,
explain it.
because, well, at the beginning, you see him getting these texts, like threatening texts. So, like, it's not that he's like a.
That's going to come up in my
person.
questions, comments, and concerns later on, by the way.
He's
we'll
like,
circle back.
but you see him getting these threatening texts, so like you see, like he's like desperate.
Right.
So I don't know. I believed it. I thought it was good.
Some of the texts were weird. Why did they put quotation
That's what I was
marks?
going to put in question.
What the fuck? Is he talking in third person?
Well, and
I'm like, are you quoting Einstein? Like, what are you
The-
doing?
the texting-
I like the quotes around the text that Mateo
Thank
got.
you.
Why? LOL.
Thank you.
So the
I was
texting-
like, am I? What's
the
going
texting
on?
thing that bugged me was it was always just one message, and you couldn't see any previous text. Like, was he
Well, that-
erasing them? Was this person texting from different numbers? Like, what was this?
You went there. I went like, why is it all in quotes, dude? Are you copying and
The quotes.
pasting from A's
But
and quotes?
who literally goes to like their quotation mark first before they type something?
I don't understand that at all. Literally don't know what
I
that
feel
was
like the
about.
director is gonna watch this and be like, "Oh shit, yeah, that's right." Like, sorry, we missed it.
No, but like,
We were so busy trying to sell the
I'm
action
sure
scenes
he
and actually
has.
sell the
I'm
movie
sure
that
he has a
didn't
reason.
listen.
Yeah, they copied him
Sure
from
does.
Hensy.
There's no
it turns
good
out
reason.
it turns out
Some
everything
PA is
from
getting
a
never
movie.
hired again for the
No,
record.
it turns out everything he said is from some movie, and that was like the joke, and the joke's on us. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, all of these must be famous quotes from movies, and this guy's just fucking with this guy. I don't know. I mean, that's the only explanation I could think of as to why you're putting quotation
knows?
marks in all your attacks.
So, but for me, I didn't put that under what didn't work because I still felt it was effective. I put it under question, comments, concerns because I was sort
Yeah.
of like, what the hell?
I mean, I definitely said, what the hell? It's one of the first things to pop up. You're like, what?
So something else that didn't work for me was Frank Grillo's arm veins were very distracting, especially in the scene where his brother died and he goes to the drug dealer's house. I literally had to pause it to be like, are those added on? Are they fake or are they really there? Like, what the fuck?
He's working out so much. He's like,
Like,
Yeah.
but did you
like,
call him out? Like, I'm gonna find a photo, insert it right here. Like, did y'all notice that, or is it just me?
Probably just.
I noticed the arm veins.
They
I'm
were
sorry.
so intense.
They were really intense, but I just was like, okay, he just works out.
Now I'm gonna look
ridiculously.
again.
No,
but
I've known men that have
right
worked out.
before.
But
No,
also,
but-
like, so much. Like, they were literally about to explode.
That's drugs.
Like, they almost deserved their own character name.
They deserve an Emmy.
They deserve a credit.
I did notice that though. I was like, damn, he got some arm
They
veins.
deserve a credit, Joe.
That's
You
really
missed an
random.
opportunity here. It's not though. I'm going to insert a photo. You're going to be like, oh shit, yeah.
That's
okay.
pretty
I
obvious.
Legit, like,
No,
they're
I'm
actual,
sitting
like-
here like, if anyone notices it, it's weird. It's strange.
I don't know how you could not notice
no,
it.
I totally
They
noticed
literally
it.
took
but
up the entire scene between like him and the dealer.
They really
like
did.
when they go to the guy's like house and the guy comes
They
out of his house
absolutely
and it's like a younger looking drug dealer kid and you're like, oh wow, you're younger than I thought. Wait a second, there's Frank's arm veins.
I like the reveal of
And then, like, when the drug
Oh,
dealer's
those
like,
arm veins.
when they pull out the guns, I'm like, oh, bitch, you don't even know you can't take over his arm veins. Like, you don't fucking stand a chance. You just have handguns. He has arm veins. Like, y'all are fucking done. No.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
It's pretty funny. Okay.
It was some definite arm
True
veins.
story. He
There
was
was
like,
arm
he's like,
veins.
I'm bringing these guns to the party, bitches.
I mean, in order
These
to accomplish
guns,
that,
bitch.
there's a few things you have
I have
to
a
do.
gun in my pants. I'm gonna say that all the time now. I have a gun in my pants.
I hope
When
he
you're
says
like,
that.
you're like, oh, I have new makeup, and I'm like, well, I have a gun in my pants.
I also hope that he says that in his personal life. Like, I could see him, like, meeting a woman off Tinder and being like, I have a gun in my pants.
I think he's married.
I
in
mean-
real life. I don't think he does Tinder.
Then you shouldn't be on Tinder.
I don't think he's on Tinder, bitch. Like,
Everybody's on Tinder if they're in LA, for the record.
I am not on
That's true.
Tinder.
Good
Not
video.
on Tinder.
Avoid, abort. Although it would make a good video. So
I was gonna say she's gonna make me do one for a video. I'm sure.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so arm veins.
Okay.
Moving on.
So, the other thing that I have to, so major spoiler alert here, Abe just left Marcia Gay Harden there next to a gun, no handcuffs to a chair or anything, even though his buddy is giving birth not far away. He's like, I'm just going to leave you kind of knocked out and your handgun fully loaded, just like right there.
Right.
I get it that he had her on video. I understand that. But still, like, I'm just going to leave you next to a handgun where, like, if she wanted to, like, wreak vengeance on this
Well,
guy,
she
that
was knocked
bonded
out.
him.
She was knocked out.
She
Yeah.
was, but still, fucking, if we
We
learned
know
nothing
to
from a
eventually.
movie, like, fucking tie those bitches up.
Yeah.
Tie anybody
Or
up.
at
Well,
least
No, but
remove
it
the
had to
dangerous
be there
objects.
because of the end. Because, like,
Well,
she had to have
But
that.
here's the
Let's
thing.
see, there's the
Having
problem.
to be there because of a movie ending is not a justifiable reason to ignore logic.
Yeah.
Well,
right?
not for you. For me, I'm fine with it.
She's like, I just accept
I
it.
literally was like, really, bitch? You're just gonna
I
leave her
was
side?
fine with
Like, you're
that.
gonna leave her knocked out next to a handgun?
It
Well, he had a
seems
lot
like
going
means
on in
to
it. He
end.
had a
It
lot
seems like a
going on.
purposeful means to end, which
He had a lot
did.
going on for himself.
He did.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
He was busy. He probably didn't even notice.
And he was feeling all the
I mean, I
feelings.
forget shit all the time when I have a lot of shit on
Also,
my mind.
can I?
But like, if you're going to like knock somebody out after filming them, I'm probably going to be there to help you with these little incidental.
Yeah, I know. You have your PA come up for your.
Oh no, bitch! I don't want witnesses.
So
The fewer people we have to like eliminate, the better. Like,
speaking of Marcia Gay Harden, I don't think we hit on this in the what worked. I really liked that reveal. Spoilers again. The reveal of her being the bad guy.
I did too, and I liked
Yeah.
how they
I
showed it like
loved
a little
it.
bit periodically. So like, I first clued in. At first, like I felt like she was just like cold. And when I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
can get down with you playing a different type of
But like
character.
the first time
Marcia
you
Gay
see her,
Harden.
she's crying because the assistant DA
Yeah,
got
died.
shot.
Right.
Which is in the beginning. Whatever.
Yeah, but then she's kind of
She's
cold to like
crying.
her colleague when he and like references that they like were
Had
together.
sex, right?
Yeah, and I was like, okay,
Oh.
you're just like that bitch.
And that colleague, I can't remember the actor's name. He's great, and he was in a movie called Connie and Carla, and he played like a mob guy trying to find these two women who like witnessed a crime, and he was going to different theaters to find them because they were theater girls, and he was like obsessed with the show Mame because every time you see him, he's singing Mame, and he's like, and it was just, I'm sorry, I just had to
Random
reference
rants.
that.
No,
way
it
for
was-
you to reference a musical in every movie.
You're
ever.
welcome. You're welcome.
I love that. We're gonna play the game of like, what musical is this person from? You're
Yeah.
just gonna win every time.
I mean, really?
It was actually, but the movie wasn't actually a movie musical. It was a movie about people who liked musicals, and he went to see musicals. So whatever.
I'm sorry for
Whatever, bitch.
my
Whatever,
miscommunication. You are right. I concede.
wasn't.
That being said, I agree. I really liked her character arc. I first I got the feeling
was
that she was
great.
cold, and then when she first shot like the pawn shop owner, I was like, oh shit,
Yeah,
you're
I was
bad.
like, ooh.
You're a bad guy.
You're not a good person. You did not need to shoot him. He was not a threat. He was fucking
Yep.
down.
Yeah.
Damn.
You shot him. Bad, lieutenant. Bad.
Is that when you
Bad.
realized?
That's when I first realized. I was like, oh.
Well, yeah, that's the reveal,
bitch.
bitch.
Yeah, I mean, that's when everyone realized you and
Shut up, I'm special.
Oh, you're so pretty.
The quote quote is smart and pretty for the record.
Oh, you're so smart and pretty.
Something else that didn't quite work for me, which was really sad given Joe's background, Joe, was Marcia Gay Harden's death. So we cut to the back of her head, and then we know that she's going to kill herself because she's like holding the gun as they come in, and she actually sells the moment before brilliantly. She's amazing in the moment before.
She's an amazing
actress. She's so powerful in those moments before. Like when the camera is on her face and we see her realizing they're coming in and we see her with the gun in hand, we're like, oh shit is going to go down. And she's spectacular in that moment. I wish to God that we'd held on that shot. I suspect Joe had a very good reason for not holding on that shot, but then the scene cuts to the back of her head, and then we see her motion, like we assume that she's motion. We hear the gun, cock and shoot. Nothing comes up out of the head or anything. She just falls down.
Well, because she doesn't get to shoot herself before they shoot her.
No. She definitely shot her first. No. No, they're not. Here's the thing. A cop is not. Hold on, but here's the thing. A cop isn't going to shoot you when you're trying to shoot yourself.
Yes.
A cop will shoot you if you're trying to shoot at them. But the gun clearly went to her throat.
But they yeah, I don't know.
No, I definitely feel like she shot herself.
She shot herself.
I really felt that she did.
Joe, can you clear this up?
Can you clear this up? Because we need clarification.
It's like the whole 80s.
This is why, though, you don't
it's like Rotten Tail all over again, where I'm like,
but here's the thing. He's a smart fucking guy, and he knows how to shoot fucking blood and effects. Yeah, so I have to assume there's a reason.
But maybe that. Well,
I just don't know what the reason is.
I was going to say there was definitely a reason for that.
There has to be a reason why we switched it back.
They probably didn't want that much blood and gore.
They didn't get a good shot.
Right.
Maybe
she just didn't want to like die.
Maybe the effects person sucked.
We don't know. You never know. Things like
also we know people. Call us. It's fine.
We know lots of people.
So I referenced to, like, again, I loved her performance overall. I thought in those moments before are some of the greatest moments I've ever seen of her doing anything on camera ever. Like she's brilliant in those moments before. Like Oscar award winning in those moments before. So that's why I think also like the death feels so weak to me.
Yeah, not being on her face, I can see that.
Yeah, it does.
Overall, though, I think a watch. Definitely worth watching. I think it's fun. I think you'll enjoy it. I think there's a lot of really strong performances. It's again, it's a crime adventure action. I don't know. It's all kinds of things. Yeah.
Well, especially if you like 80s action film, this is going to be
a really cool throwback to that.
Yeah.
Because like action movies now are not like this.
No. They're all like CGI, artificial fights, like nobody connecting.
Everything is crazy huge, like jumping out of
helicopters. It's all
overproduced.
Like,
it's all way too much.
Well, and this felt real. Like, I really felt like, as somebody living in Hollywood, that I was like, oh my god, the fact that I haven't seen somebody like break it into a fight in a car wash is a miracle.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what it would look like if like two seasoned pros had done.
God, I see that like once a week.
Really?
I mean, we do live in LA. People fight everywhere.
So, side note, I was just going to say, would you recommend this film? But we already know that you would. Would you, Dani?
Yes.
I totally would as well, because I think it's just a fun,
it's fun
action film.
I mean, unless somebody hates action films, I'd be like, okay,
then it's not your jam.
But like I said, I'm not a huge.
Well, I'm a horror girl at heart, but like, I grew up watching action films, so I can really appreciate it. It's a fun change too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been an action fan, but I thought it was great. Yeah. Because I like the story and I like the characters, and it was really, really well done.
There you go.
So that's going to bring us to the end of this video. Anyways, if you like this video, if you like us, don't forget to hit the like button down below and also subscribe. We produce new videos on this channel at least once a week. Also 10 billion bonus points if you join the Patreon.
Yes.
All right, guys.
You should have made her do that speech. I miss her doing that speech.
It's really random now. I hated that. I always made her do it. Okay. Bye, guys. Good seeing you.
Bye.